Alright, let's talk about these little feathered dynamos budgies. You're thinking about bringing one into your life, and that's awesome. These birds are more than just pretty plumage, they're tiny packages of personality, intelligence, and joy. The sound of a happy budgie chirping can light up a room. But here's the deal. Choosing the right budgie isn't like picking out a new throw pillow. This is a living being, a little soul that's going to depend on you for everything. Making the right choice from the get-go is crucial. It's not just about finding a bird that looks cute, it's about finding a bird that's a good fit for your lifestyle. A rushed decision can lead to heartbreak for both you and the bird. We want a thriving, happy budgie and a human who feels that deep satisfaction of providing a fantastic home. This guide is here to help you navigate that process, to make you a budgie-savvy guardian. Let's make sure you're prepared to welcome that joy responsibly and with open arms. First things first, before you even dream of those delightful chirps filling your home, we need a reality check. Let's talk about your space. Budgies might be small, but they have a big need for territory that feels safe and stimulating. A tiny decorative cage tucked away in a corner? That's a no-go. These birds are active, curious, and they need room to move. Think about where this cage will go. It needs to be in an area with some household activity, so they feel like part of the flock, but not in a chaotic high-traffic zone. Consider the cage itself. Bigger is always better. We're looking for width more than just height, because budgies fly horizontally. Beyond the cage, think about out-of-cage time. Your home needs to be bird-proofed for these excursions. Are there open windows without screens, ceiling fans, toxic plants, other pets? You need to create a safe zone. And what about the noise? Budgies are vocal creatures. If you live in an apartment with thin walls, or if you or someone in your household is sensitive to noise, this is a serious consideration. This is all part of being truly ready. Now let's talk about something just as crucial as space: your time. A budgie isn't a pet you can just feed, water, and forget. These are highly social and intelligent birds. They thrive on interaction, on being part of your daily life. If your schedule has you out of the house for 12 hours a day, a single budgie might get incredibly lonely and stressed. You need to be able to dedicate time each day for direct interaction. This daily commitment includes more than just a quick hello. It means talking to your budgie, offering them fresh food and water, cleaning their cage regularly, and providing out-of-cage time. Think about it. Are you prepared to integrate these routines into your already busy life consistently for the next 10 to 15 years? Then there's the budget, the treasure part of our equation. The initial cost of the budgie itself might be small, but the setup and ongoing care can add up. When you hear budgie, you might picture the classic green and yellow bird, the Australian wild type. And they are fantastic. But the world of budgies has a surprising amount of variety, mostly in color and sometimes in feather type. It's important to understand that while these variations are fascinating, the core budginess remains pretty consistent across the board. You'll see a dazzling array of color mutations: blues, violets, whites, yellows, grays, and combinations of these. These color differences are primarily aesthetic and don't inherently dictate personality or health. So, if a particular color catches your eye, that's perfectly fine. Just remember that the bird's individual temperament and health are far more important than the shade of its feathers. Then you have what some call English budgies or exhibition budgies. These birds have been selectively bred for size and specific physical characteristics, like a larger head and fluffier feathers. However, this selective breeding can sometimes come with a predisposition to certain health issues. Ultimately, for the average pet owner, the specific breed or color mutation is less important than the individual bird's vitality and how it has been raised. A well-socialized, healthy budgie of any color or type can make a wonderful companion. Choose with your heart, but let your head guide you on health and temperament. Section 5. From nestling to elder, choosing the right budgie age for your home. The age of the budgie you bring home is another significant factor to consider. Many people are drawn to very young budgies, often just weaned, with the idea that they'll be easier to tame and train. There's some truth to this. A young bird, typically between 6 weeks and 4 months old, is generally more adaptable. They are like little sponges, ready to learn and bond with their new human flock. Taming a young budgie can be a very rewarding process. They are often more curious and less set in their ways. If you're looking for a bird that you can teach to step up onto your finger, potentially learn to talk, and form a very close bond, a youngster is often a good choice. However, young birds also require a bit more initial care and attention. On the other hand, don't discount adult budgies. Sometimes older birds find themselves in need of a new home through no fault of their own. An adult budgie will already have a more established personality. Adopting an adult budgie can be incredibly fulfilling. Section 6. Spotting a healthy spark. The vital signs of a happy budgie. You absolutely need to know how to spot a healthy budgie. Bringing home a sick bird is heartbreaking and can be costly. A healthy budgie is an active budgie. Look for birds that are alert, curious, and moving around their cage. They should be preening their feathers, playing with toys, interacting with other birds, or foraging for food. A bird that's constantly fluffed up, sitting listlessly at the bottom of the cage, or showing no interest in its surroundings is a major red flag. Feathers should be smooth, sleek, and vibrant. The eyes should be bright, clear, and free of any discharge or swelling. The nares should be clear and unobstructed. Check the vent area. It should be clean and free of any caked-on droppings. Their feet and legs should look clean with no missing toes or overgrown nails. Healthy budgies will chirp, chatter, and sing. Labored breathing, clicking sounds when they breathe, or wheezing are definite warning signs. Your goal is to find a vibrant, thriving companion, and that starts with good health. Section 7. Chirpy personalities, understanding and nurturing budgie temperament. Budgies, despite their small size, pack a surprising amount of personality. Each one is an individual, with its own quirks, preferences, and ways of interacting with the world. Understanding budgie temperament in general and then observing individual birds is key to finding a good match for your household. Generally, budgies are social, playful, and intelligent. They can be curious and adventurous or sometimes a bit more cautious and reserved. When you're observing budgies, watch how they interact with each other and with their environment. Is a particular bird bold and inquisitive, or is it more timid? The environment a budgie is raised in plays a huge role in shaping its temperament. Birds that have been handled gently and regularly from a young age are more likely to be calm and trusting around humans. A well-socialized budgie is more likely to be a friendly, confident companion. Section 8. The source of your new friend. Finding reputable breeders and pet stores. Where you get your budgie from is a massive piece of this puzzle. It directly impacts the health, temperament, and overall well-being of the bird you bring home. Let's talk about reputable breeders first. A good breeder is passionate about budgies. They're not just churning out birds for profit. They prioritize the health and socialization of their flock. Their facilities should be clean, spacious, and well-maintained. When you visit a breeder, ask a ton of questions. How do they socialize their birds? What do they feed them? Do they screen for common avian diseases? A responsible breeder will be happy to answer your questions and show you their setup. Look for breeders who handle their birds regularly and seem to genuinely care about where their birds are going. Section 9. Bringing your budgie home, essential first steps, and a lifetime of happiness. You've done your homework, chosen a healthy, vibrant bird from a good source. Congratulations! The journey is just beginning. Bringing your new budgie home requires a little planning to make the transition as smooth and stress-free as possible for your tiny new friend. Have their cage completely set up before you bring them home. This means food and water dishes filled, perches in place, and a few simple toys. Choose a quiet location for the cage initially, away from direct drafts, overwhelming noise, or too much chaotic activity. Let them settle in. The first few days should be all about quiet observation and allowing your budgie to acclimate. Talk to them softly from a distance, sit near the cage and read or watch TV quietly. Let them get used to your presence and the sounds of your home. Ensure they are eating and drinking. Once your budgie seems more settled, you can begin the taming process. Start by offering a favorite treat through the cage bars. Gradually, you can work towards offering it from your hand inside the cage. What's up, awesome people? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. Your support means the world and keeps us going strong. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.